Thought maybe you guys could help me out. I decided tonight to go ahead and work on some transmission stuff. I drained all the gook out of the bottom. There's probably a couple quarts of water in it, and the rest was just some yucky looking stuff. I decided to go ahead and get my clutch rod adjusted because going forward, it was coming forward and hitting my new to me, light bar. I don't do that so much anymore now since I shortened the rod. There is some play in it. My question tonight comes about the endplay. I noticed whenever I had the cover off to the flywheel not too long ago, it looked like somebody had actually been into it at one point. There was a kind of a paint pen mark on it, kind of lining up the flywheel, and then the nut or spacer or whatever's on the end of it looked like it would marred up. So I know somebody's been into it. Now, whether they set the right end play for the crank, I don't know, and that's what I wanted to ask you guys tonight, because if you look carefully at my pulley whenever I do this, you can just ever so lightly see my pulley move. And I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but that booming, it's really hard to see. There you go. So if I'm hearing that, does yours guys do that? Is that normal in play? Because I know that there's probably, I probably need to reset the in play on it. I just want to know if it's going to be okay. I didn't know if that booming sound was normal. I figure it's my crank moving back and forth. But just a general update on the tractor. Yeah, there's my good old exhaust pipe. As soon as I get rid of that 3-point, I might have a little bit of cash to go get me a new exhaust pipe put on. So as you guys seen, I put one of the lights and one of the bars on, and I have the other bar on too, but the old light, I'm not using this one. I'm going to pull it off, and I have another light back here I'm going to put on, and all it needs is a lens, but that's going to be put on. I still have this, which is funny because my co-worker at work, he made comment today about, well, you're working on such and such mower, I think you need to put the auxiliary tank on it and see if you're getting any flow out of the gas tank. And I just wanted to tell him, well, I would if it wasn't about 3 miles away at home. So I need to get that back, which means I also need to get my bulb and everything put on. And I'm not going to use steel line right now. I'm going to use rubber line because I really like the idea of having a shutoff valve and an extra filter on it, especially since it's a new carb rebuild and my gas tank ain't perfectly clean. It's still a little grungy. So yeah, as you can see, it's coming together. Sorry I haven't updated in a while. I've been a little busy, and I do a little bit each night, so I feel like, it's not really worth updating all the time. There's all that taken off. I think my leak is actually coming from my hydraulics. I don't think it's coming from my transmission, because my transmission had plenty of oil in it. It was grimy stuff. I already took it up to O'Reilly's to get recycled. So, but next, other than some of this little adjustment and stuff, next thing I've got going on is that's your actual eccentric bushing, guys. It goes down onto the shaft, if I can get it out here so you guys can see. Well, it's probably on there a little. Yeah, it's on there a little too tight now. Man, it's a tight fit. I'm starting to wonder if they gave me the right one. But it goes down and actually sits. See where that recess is? It sits in there. And then you have your actual sector gear that sits on top of this, and that's what your worm gear messes, steers and everything with. So I had a couple questions from some people about that. I want to get a new radiator cap and a new gas cap for sure. I'm going to duke it out with the automotive gauges or generic gauges I've got on right now because they work. And I don't, if I'm going to be using this thing to work with for a few, there's really no point in getting brand new gauges for it. So, but yeah, if you guys could help me out with this clutch stuff. I know how to adjust the clutch, that's not a problem, but I'm just wondering about that endplay. I'm really... And I know that that thing's going to have to get rebuilt eventually, and need new bushings and all that in there, but it's got a decent snap. I'd like it a little more firm. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. Have any questions, let me know. Any comments, by all means, please let me know. Thank you.